Hiya, folks. Welcome to another stream with Blackmore Rules and Headbanging Zulu Rock Talk. And how's the weather doing, Greg, over there?
Broken over 100-year record of warmth, considering I'm in middle of Canada, and usually last year at this time it was -30. Right now it's +7, so it broke last couple of days, breaking a 100-year-old record. So keep your cars idling 24 hours a day and let's burn off that ozone. I'll pay for your gas.
Well, it's been opposite here. It hasn't stopped raining for 5 months. We've had about a week's rain free. I've never seen so much rain. It just rains every single day. And it's horrible.
Do you get a break of a couple hours here or there?
Yeah, we get breaks, but it sort of comes down at night, comes down at day. And I was discussing it yesterday with a friend of mine who was shopping, and he's never known it like it. It's just constant rains. It has done now for the last 4 or 5 months. It's just horrific.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll take the rain over the snow.
Oh, okay then, folks. Tonight's show. If you're going to a desert island and you're allowed to take one record with you, what would you take? And this is what we're discussing tonight. And we've got our choices, which is quite an interesting proposition when you think about it, Greg, because I presume we got a solar power on this desert island to power the record player. Just a thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and electricity supply from somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, we were all with a swimming pool and a mansion with about 20 bedrooms. That sort of deal, was it?
Yeah, I guess so. That way I can wear my bikini, get a tan.
We're not in a corrugated.
What did I say?
We're not in a corrugated shack or anything, are we? With a generator or something. We've got to think about this stuff.
Well, it'd be better than seeing me in a bikini, but.
Okay, let's start the ball rolling, and I'll show you the first one is from one of our both favourite bands. Give this one a lot of thought. Deep Purple.
Oh, good.
This is a live show made in Europe, and it's a controversial record. It's probably my favourite lineup. I wouldn't say it's controversial because everybody likes the Mark II, but I like the Mark III. It's got 2 of my favourite songs on it, Burn and Mistreated. And the other 3 are absolutely phenomenal, absolutely brilliant. And this deal with Purple, the Mark III, doesn't sort of get much respect, but I thought Coverdale was amazing. And when he did Mistreated, he's about the only singer that can really sing it, you know what I mean? It's been tried by others, but no one's as good as Coverdale. And it's got a nice gatefold deal.
Yeah, I want to see this because the Canadian one didn't have a gatefold. I've never seen that gatefold before. That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love the back cover. That's phenomenal back cover.
Yeah, definitely. Old Richie, look there. He's always front and centre, isn't he?
He should be. I think so. That's where the engine is. And
I thought it was a bit depressing when they got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They didn't invite him. I thought that was a bit bad.
That Richie didn't get invited?
Yeah, Coverdale said, didn't he? He said apparently he wouldn't speak to them because they didn't invite Richie or something. They left him out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Richie didn't want to go. I don't know the details. I read about it a few years ago, but I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Didn't want to go. I think, and one thing I read about was they would have let Richie play one song. Like they would have played 3 songs or whatever, but he would let him play one song. He wouldn't play all of them. So I don't know if he took that as an insult or I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I'll look that up later. That's really interesting.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, Blackmore likes, like, when it comes to Purple, I won't listen to him without Blackmore. It's like having a coffee without water in it, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work. Whatever they've done afterwards is like having a cup of coffee and got no water in it, just having the powder. It's just not Purple to me without Blackmore.
Do you give Come Taste the Band a little bit of love, or do you think?
I'll have to look. I mean, that album's supposed to be a good one, but I have to check them out. But as I say, when Blackmore left, I was pretty much not. I was pretty much finished with it,
Do you
and I
have?
thought
Sorry, do you have Come Taste the Band?
I might have. I'll have a look in the stash. Probably have somewhere.
I think I've got 2 copies. So if
Oh,
you,
thank you.
it's the
Yeah,
first song could have been on any Deep Purple album. It's a phenomenal song, but and then the second one was pretty good too. But then it went into a whole different kind of sound, which was still good. There was still a lot of good lead guitar in it, but it's not Blackmore.
no. But yeah, I mean, it just sort of, it's like when people say, obviously, Gillan lineup, the Mark II was the best, but they say Stormbringer and Byrne. I thought they were up there with the Mark II. I thought Coverdale's vocals were amazing. I think it's just fashionable for people not to like that lineup. You know what I mean? I said, what's wrong with it? Yeah, Glenn Uzi did an amazing job. There's nothing nothing to dislike about the lineup. You know what I mean? And yeah, I like Stormbringer. I like Byrne. I thought they were 2 stand-up albums. They're amongst my favourites. As I say, that Mistreated. I mean, the vocals on that. I know you're not into the blues side, but that is just amazing when you hear Coverdale do that. He was born to sing that song. I think Dio covered it. I'm sure he's done it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just did when Dio did it, it just wasn't there. But when Coverdale does it, it was just amazing.
Yeah, and on live versions, Blackmore would throw in about a 1-minute guitar solo at the start of Mistreated. That's just phenomenal. Different one every night, never the same. He just like Leonard Skinner live albums, but they want to stay the same. But Blackmore and Lord too, you don't know what they're going to play.
I mean, some of Blackmore's solos went on for about 20 minutes, didn't they? That one. So he used to start it really slow, like with just a single note. Then he'd build it, then it'd go through, then it'll go through. Then he'd have old audience, a mixture of emotions and all this stuff. He's just an amazing guitarist.
Well, that's why he's my favorite.
Yeah.
And Hughes with Coverdale singing. I don't really care about singers that much. Like I'd be happy if there wasn't a singer in bands, although except for the exceptions of Priest with Halford Street, like there's certain songs that they stand out. But to me, I'm a guitar guy, but
yeah.
Hughes and Coverdale together was perfect, like on Lay Down, Stay Down and You Fool the One. Like it's just perfect. And Byrne, like the way they traded off or sang at the same time. They were fantastic together.
He's still good as well today, old Glenn. He's still got the vocals.
I would love to go see Glenn Hughes live. Yeah, because at least you get to hear some Deep Purple Mark III songs done live.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, I just love it. I think Coverdale was good. I mean, Gillan was obviously Gillan, but yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay, I'll just put you up on.
Okay. Now here's going to cause controversy.
Yeah, that's what we need. More controversy.
Yeah.
Bring on the controversy.
Yeah, you didn't pick this album.
So I had a feeling you was going to pick it.
Oh, okay. But it's
I had a slight bet with myself. I said it'll be either that or In Rocks.
Yeah. Well, it's made in Japan, but it's the actual 3 nights.
Right.
Osaka and all whatever the other places. But if I was on a desert island, I'm going to get 3 discs, 3 different concerts from Japan of this lineup, and the bonus tracks weren't on the original Made in Japan, but like Speed King and Black Knight, they didn't do on the original Made in Japan. So you have to get either the re-released, remastered one where they had those 2 songs and maybe one other, I can't remember, but maybe those 2, the encore songs anyway. And they're 10 out of 10s, but
yeah.
I had to take Made in Japan, I guess, just because the solo on Child in Time, you can go on and on. I mean, Strange Kind of Woman's phenomenal on there. Like everything, it's like Kiss, the live album makes everything else not pale, but I mean, it just takes it up to a phenomenal amount. So yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, well, I had a bet with myself the other day. I bet myself a segment of my fruit and nut chocolate. And I was thinking, what would Greg hold up? And I thought it'll be one of the live shows of Gillan, or it'll be In Rock. I thought it's got to be either live or at the Jam, at the Cal Jam, or one of
Well, these are honorable mentions. I should have said them first, but Deep Purple Live at the California. If we're a DVD this is the best concert on YouTube, period, out of
Yeah.
Woodstock and everything else. This is the greatest live concert ever. And then
Yeah.
I had Made in Europe, but also in the top 3. I mean,
That's what I've just done it. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
There's-
So with Purple, like, I mean, Gillan, you know, he was the man. People will sort of argue this, but Coverdale was equal to me. I'll stick my neck out on the block and I'll say Coverdale was just as good. I mean, you might laugh, but Gillan was the man, but Coverdale wasn't far behind him. You know what I mean?
No, they're just, one's a blues.
Yeah, it was very bluesy,
but one's more Robert Plant.
Yeah.
Get the best of both.
What I'm saying, you know, people don't write off Coverdale. I mean, they say, oh, Gillan was brilliant, but Coverdale was no good. I'm saying don't write off Coverdale. He was definitely phenomenal, but it's just, you know, it was just very hard to compare them. You know what I mean? But Coverdale was sort of up there, wasn't he?
Well, they haven't watched Live at the California Jam. And then Live in London is the other one. I can't find it. But that's that era. That's like Made in Europe, but it's from London on that tour. And it's just, sound quality is perfect. It might even be either that or California Jam is the best version of Smoke on the Water, though made in Japan, you could say too. But anyway, I guess we should go to the next one. In the interest of time.
Okie dokie. Now, I was not the one I was going to hold up because I've held it up, I think, twice before, or at least once. But this is an AC/DC one I'd probably take with me. And this is this one, Live at the River Plate.
Oh.
I did this one because it was different. Because it's Brian Johnson singing. And I sort of lost them after Bon Scott. It's well documented. But this is the one. It's got all their big hits on it. It's got the Jack, everything you expect to find on an AC/DC record, and that's the inside bit. And it's a 2 CD deal. But the only downside, I think it was going through a guitar machine. We've had quite a few debates on the subject. I think when they did this, it was going through a guitar machine. And, you know, these guitar machines they use, that's the only fault I've got with it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it was too even. You listen to the guitars, they sound too even to me. You listen to the early AC/DC live, the guitar sound, I don't know if it was the way they mixed it or it was done overdubbed afterwards. I don't know, but the guitars don't sound right. Oh, you've got it as well.
It wasn't one of the honorable mentions, though, but I've still got it and I still like it. I'll have to listen to it now that you've said that. Yeah,
that's what I wanted to point out. It's, to me, it sounds like it's gone through a guitar machine. And, you know, so that's the only downer with it. Sorry, I messed up. Yeah, that's the only downer I've got with it. People may agree, people may not agree. But it's still a good recording. It's still a good record. I listen to it a lot.
Actually, don't they play Dog Eat Dog on there live? Yeah, I love Dog Eat Dog. It's a way underrated deep track off of Let There Be Rock. Yeah, it's on here.
Yeah, they do, buddy.
And he adds a little bit of a 10-second little chunky part that just makes it sound amazing. So that's a good choice.
They've got the Jack on there as well. That's an underrated track.
I don't like the Jack. I've never liked it. Man, that's funny you picked that one out of all the other 20 songs. I would have said I liked them, but that's the one I skipped. I don't know why. It's always bugged me, even when it came out. I don't know why. It's just, it's so different, but it's a fan favorite. But it's funny that that's the one you like, but everyone's different. Otherwise,
what do you think of Thunderstruck? Do you like that one, or too commercial?
No, I always really like it. I would never turn it off.
Yeah.
I think their best song is For Those About to Rock, We Salute You, though. Like as a closer with the crowd and the cannons.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolute rock perfection. That's almost the greatest closing song in rock history. But,
yeah. Hell's Bells is an underrated track I quite like, and sort of listening to it as well. It has that sort of build up because he runs up on that. He actually rings the bell, and this I've seen it on YouTube. I thought that was quite. I said, don't fall, but he's probably got some safety thing. But yeah, I like it. There's some good stuff on there. I watch it a lot on YouTube, but it's a good CD to pick up.
Yeah, I wish they had Evans bells instead of HE double toothpicks, but I don't know, whatever. They're allowed to pick what they want. We all have our creed. Okay, do you want me to show you mine here now?
Yeah, and I'll just do the button.
Okay.
Please. That's
so
it.
My number 3 would be this Bonfire box set, because it has a live show from Atlantic Studios. It has Let There Be Rock, the movie from Paris. It's on 2 discs, double live album from the Let There Be Rock era, plus Back in Black, they call it, but it's just sort of these outtakes and stuff like that. And Volts is another kind of the title, like early Backstreet Confidential and just sort of early tracks. So it's a really good box set. Now, this was my other runner-up. I can't go without this album.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got that one somewhere.
Oh, you have to. To me, this is my favorite album by them. I shouldn't say their best. It's just my favorite. It's just, especially when it came out, there was nothing like it when it came out. You just went, because they're.
Hi, Aaron. We've got you, buddy.
Oh, hi, Metal Theologian. Oh, I hope you heard the Deep Purple part, but anyway, on to AC, yeah, just talking about our Desert Island disc. What if we could only have one album by the band AC/DC? Which one would you pick? And this is one of my second runner-up. And now to move along to the top.
Hey, Aaron, I hope you're cooking something legal, mate. Yeah, that's the best live action to me, AC/DC one.
Yeah, this is just in the top 5. Well, almost. I don't know if I could say top 5 greatest live albums of all time. But if someone said that, I wouldn't say you're wrong. Or if they said it was their favorite of all time, I would say they're not wrong.
So, well, yeah. I'm sticking my neck out again. If I was compiling the 10 best concert albums in metal rock ever made, that would probably be in it somewhere.
Yeah, we're going to do that one of these days. Maybe with King Scott Waters, pick our top 10 live albums of all time. I can't wait to do that show. But that's going to be...
Red Beans and Rice, Aaron. Are you going Jamaican tonight, mate? Yeah, so Aaron's on.
Yeah, I can see that. That's good how you can put that up on the screen. Yeah, no, that's good. We actually have a listener.
Oh, fantastic. Right, you want me to go next, yeah?
Sure, yeah. We're going to Black Sabbath. Which Black Sabbath?
Oh, that was sort of selfish, that is. I think you can guess. It's the reason why I chose it was basically it was a tough one. Because with Black Sabbath, I could do what we showed the other day, at least 3 or 4 of them. Sort of my decisions choose sort of move every time or every day, so I can't really come up with a favourite with Black Sabbath. Same with Judas Priest. One record can be my favourite one day. Yeah. One record can Higher Soldier 777, mate, we've got you. And one day it can be like good. You know what I mean? So what I've done is I picked out this one, Masters of Reality.
Yeah.
For 2 reasons. It's got Sweet Leaf, which is my favourite song of all time by them. Yeah. And it's got the 3rd best anti-war song ever, Children of the Grave. What I call the Doctor Who intro. And it's got to be up there. But as I say, I like the first album a lot as well. So if you ask me this tomorrow, I'd probably say, yeah, thanks, Aaron. I'd probably say it'll be the first one. But as I say, with these bands, when you talk about Priest and when you talk about Sabbath, my mind will change probably every hour. If I made a video and say these are my favourite sort of Priest albums, probably an hour later, they'll be in a different order, you know what I mean? It's really, really hard to pin them down with Sabbath, but I think I'll be going with that one. Because as I say, it's got my favourite song on. And as I say, it's got the 3rd best anti-war song ever written. Yes, mate, that's one that have After Forever on it, I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
It does. And Stryper does a fantastic version of that on the,
Yeah.
Was it on the covering, or maybe it was one of their other studio albums, actually. Soldier 77 would know. So did you want me to go now?
Yes, please.
First off, since Soldier 77's there, I've tried for over a week to contact you about doing the show today, but my comments always got blocked. So there's no way of getting a hold of you. So we had to, and we couldn't get a hold of Mega Jeff McCormick till the last minute when we had already decided we had to plan a show. We had to have something going on. So you're welcome to come on next week.
No, it'll be 13th.
Oh, the 13th. That's right. Canadian BC Superstar Empire is next week. But Soldier 77, I don't know if Jeff will join us, but if you want to come on with us, somehow get in contact. I don't know how you can do it.
Yeah, what you do, Soldier, if you go on Facebook, I'm on there, or I can drop you, or go on Headbanging Zulu, and my contact details now on there. And you can contact me through there. But yeah, we'd love to have you on, mate. So have you and Aaron, if you're not too busy cooking. You'll be a dream guest on here. Anyway, back to the music. Where are we?
I'm reading his comment.
Yeah, sorry, Greg.
Symptom of the Universe is not on Master Rally. It's on Sabotage. But I did not know Impellitteri covered that. I'm going to have to listen to that because I like Impellitteri, although I don't have any of his albums, but I did see him at Sweden Rock. What's the song? I was watching this band called Storm Zone that blew me away. Like, I couldn't believe how good they were. But then Impellitteri was playing on a stage down of the way, and I had to run. There's a song with rats in the name, and it's a 10 out of 10. So I did get to see some Impellitteri. But yeah, Impellitteri is great, classy. I just haven't got into him. I know you like him. I can't buy everything, but I haven't made my picks here yet. Just honorable mentions. This only came with a VHS. If anyone's old enough to know what those are, but Cross Purposes Live, Tony Martin era, Black Sabbath, phenomenal live show. This is the concert, and I would have to say second would be Volume 4. That's just another runner-up. I had to pick this version because I don't know where my Past Live, but Past Lives has this concert on it with those songs. So it's just right at the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath tour, I guess.
Yeah.
And Live at Last type deal. But Past Lives also has a show from, what year was it? A few years later. Anyway, its sound quality is fantastic. I think it was the Sabotage tour, so it was excellent. Oh, okay. I didn't know that either. No, Deliverance, Zulu. You've heard of them, haven't you?
Yeah, I've heard Deliverance.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't know they covered them too. That's good. So anyway, that's my choice, or Past Lives, which I don't have in front of me. So you can go to the next. And
okay, no, we had a contest the other day. Greg and myself were talking, and we were talking about Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, and he came on it. And what questions would we ask him? And my first question is, can you recommend me some good drug dealers? So we were sort of racking some questions, what to ask the celebrities, just sort of make you laugh. So if Keith ever comes in here, the first question I ask him, Keith, now he's giving up the drugs, can I have his little book of all his little who's the best drug dealers? And we could ask Richie, Greg taught you so well playing guitar. Did you pay him?
Yeah. No, my wife wouldn't want any money going towards that. She's smart.
Right. Now, the next one, this was an easy one for me. We're on Iron Maiden. And this album is one of the best, probably arguably one of the greatest concert albums ever recorded in heavy metal. And you probably guess what it was, but I'd have no hesitation taking this with me. This is Iron Maiden's Live After Death. It was recorded in 1985. Some of it was in California, Long Beach. Some of it in Hammersmith, Odeon. And it was the Power Slave album they were promoting. It was called the World Slavery Tour. Now, the best track on here, again, I'm a bit controversial to me, was Rime of the Ancient Mariner. And that was one of my favourite Iron Maiden tracks. But this album is just pure quality when you talk about Iron Maiden. And everybody says, if anybody got into heavy metal, and what's the first album to get, like an introductory to get into metal, you can't beat this baby. And I've had this, I don't know how long old this album is, but it's probably close to one of the originals as well. I've had it in the collection forever. I've got it on vinyl, and I'm always playing it. And it was no brainer where Maiden was concerned. A lot of the modern stuff I'm not so struck on. I sort of lost me after Seventh Son. I like some of the stuff, but other bits I don't like. But without a fail, when it comes to Maiden, this will be definitely on my list. You can't beat it. And yeah, that's what I'll definitely take. Some killer, it's just killer all through and through.
Okay.
Nice t-shirt, Greg.
Yeah, Canadian
Wow.
tour. Got to see them 2 nights in a row, once in Edmonton and then Calgary, which are 2 hours apart. So I thought, well, they're playing 2 hours apart and I'll never see them again probably. And although they do go to Vancouver, but yeah, they were really good. The one story about that concert, though, I was all excited. I was with my 2 nephews.
Never seen that one.
Oh, Adrian Smith doing the solo to Comfortably Numb. I like that. I hate Pink Floyd, actually. I don't want any Pink Floyd in this house, but the guitar solo on that song, I do like. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there are people I went to school with loved that was their favorite band, but and Mark Side of the Moon, greatest album in history, selling, and I'm like, I don't understand, but yeah, that's interesting. But
When it comes to Floyd, I like the Barrett era, but when he went, that was it for me. I like Pipers at the Gates of Dawn and stuff like that, but when it just got too proggy for my taste. But I do like A Momentary Lapse Reason, the album. I have got an original pressing that in my vinyl collection, and I just love it. I think Dogs of War, it's just got some amazing stuff on it. But I don't like other bits. It's just not my cup of tea, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to the little story. I was with my nephews, and at the end of the concert, the first thing I said was, "Wasn't that an unbelievably great version of Run to the Hills?" And my nephew goes, "I hate that song." What? I hate it. Well, how come? Well, I've heard it too much. And I go, how could you hear that? It's never on the radio here. It's from video games, because he was way younger than me, so he's used to. Oh, he likes a few Pink Floyd songs. Yeah. I don't know, this fuss. They still sell Pink Floyd shirts. I could go down to the mall. There's one big mall here, and I'm sure I could find a Pink Floyd shirt. So everything's Pink Floyd. That's interesting. But anyway, just to get to a couple honorable mentions. This is Alive in Mexico, Legacy of the Beast.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Mainly for the track listing, because that's is it Wicker Man?
Yeah, that's sort of
earlier, but there's a few later songs that are really good too. But because I don't really like the later Iron Maiden, but they picked the decent ones that I liked. So
yeah, that was Dickinson's comeback album. I'm just trying to think what it was called. I mean, there's a few songs like off it.
Yeah, Legacy of the Beast. Yeah, I didn't know that was his comeback.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now, but I'm sure Wicker Man was off it. I'm 99% sure I'm right, but that's when Dickinson came back.
Okay, and here's another runner-up, a real dead one.
Got that one.
Oh yeah, it's all the older. I haven't really compared these two because this is my number one, the same as you. But
yeah,
when I heard this, I remember thinking this is the best album I've ever heard by them. But I'm late to Maiden with this stuff, so I'd have to play them back to back. But as far as I know, this one still is so perfect that Aces High is just perfect, and I don't know. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for Iron Maiden, and you can
go. But it's funny because I tell the story, and everybody says you're mental, but I saw Maiden, and it was the tour. It was No Prayer for the Dying. I'm sure. No, it was the one where Fear of the Dark, Fear of the Night. The big song was Fear of the Darkness or something. Fear of the Dark. That one. Fear of the Dark.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely one of it is the worst metal show I've ever been to.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why, because Dickinson it was last gig of the tour. It was NEC Birmingham. I got the tickets, 44 quid they cost me. And I was supposed to go in with a girl, but she pulled out because we had a bit of a row. So I had to go with a mate. But the gig, Dickinson was in a foul mood that night. And he threw a bucket of water over some fans. And they played this Transylvania, something, went about half an hour through the centre of the show. And it just went on and on and on. And the only redemption was for me, did the Trooper, which was pretty good. Mm-hmm. And it was, I mean, I reckon he did finish. He did Jack. That was his last gig. But he finished after that. But people say to me, what's the worst concert you've ever been to? And I say, Iron Maiden. People say you're mental. And I says, nah. I said, they're definitely having an off night the night I went to see him. Everybody else was okay. It was just Bruce Dickinson. And it was in the papers the next day. Apparently he was swearing at the fans, wanting autographs or something. The next day he was very rude to them. Maybe they're having an off night, who knows? But they weren't very good when I saw them.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, well, go ahead with our next one.
So I make it Priest now.
If Iron Maiden were playing the same night as Priest, I would go see Priest. Or if they're playing together, I'd have Priest the headliner, but that's just my opinion.
Well, I'll take Priest over Maiden any day, and you can set that in stone. I get into this argument all day long. People say to me, who do you like, Priest or Maiden? I'll take Priest all day long, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that band. Do you know them, Steve?
No. Was it a Maiden song, Aaron? You lost me slightly. I ain't got a clue. Emperor.
Yeah, maybe a song too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a song. But yeah, but I was shocked though, because I was thinking, great, you've seen the top, because Maiden, they're a phenomenal band live, and they say they're having a really bad night when I went to see them. I thought, just my luck, because every time I go and see a show, the lead singer always leaves. I saw him in the Painkiller, Priest, Alford left. I saw the Stranglers, and I've always wanted to see that band. And guess what? The lead singer, I think it was Hugh Cornwall, left the week before. Then it was Iron Maiden, Dickinson left. Every band I see, they must be make me aftershave. I have to start changing it or something. Yeah. But they all go, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, go on to Priest, I guess.
I've cheated.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought next week we're doing the pre-show and we have to choose 15 pre-songs.
Yeah.
And I've gone with something a bit different because in my defence, there is Priest. Rob Alford does sing Judas Priest songs on it. And this is Halford's Resurrection live double.
All
now,
right.
The reason why I'm showing this is because some of the songs I don't care for, especially the one he did with Bruce Dickinson. I don't care for that one. And that's the one I don't listen to on it. But he does an awesome version. I think I've sent you it a few times and you like it. It's Genocide of Sad Wings. And it's just a killer album. He goes through sort of his solo career as well. And he does a lot of the stuff. But if you want to hear some of the best pre-songs, and the guitarist, it was amazing in this. They do a really good job. But to say what sells it is the Genocide. They do an absolute killer version of, just trying to find the track listing, open to see it, of Genocide. And Electric Eye as well. They do a great version of as well. And it's just a killer record all the way through. You can't beat it. It's an awesome concert album. But I think this is when he went back to Priest after this one. But yeah, it's just a killer track listing. You've got stuff like Silent Screams, which is a classic. What was a Halford solo number. Then he comes back with stuff like Hellion, Electric Eye, Genocide, Breaking the Law. We won't mention that one. And it's just a killer record. And also, if you're a Priest fan and you ain't got it, get it. It's definitely worth your money. But yeah, I thought I'd cheat a bit with that one, but that's the one I've gone for.
Is how many Priest songs are on there? Over half, or is it
Probably 6 or 7 at least.
Because I didn't like his solo stuff at all. Like, but I don't know. As long as there's lots of Priest on there, it should be great. Like that track you listed is great.
I should say there's about 5 or 6 songs on there of Priest. But yeah, it's quality. I mean, the guitarist, not KK Dowling, but it's good. And it's just a really, really great gig. But I like the Judas Priest stuff he did off it. You know, he did that. Because I've got a good idea what you're going to show. So I thought I'd do that one because I've got, 3 ideas what you're going to show. So yeah, let's see. Get your Priest out, Greg.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Triple CD. Well, not all CDs, it's DVD, but it's the British Steel tour. Scott remastered and remixed British Steel, as well as concert. They played the whole album in concert, so you get the CD of that, plus you get the DVD of them playing all of British Steel. And the key song, of course, is Steeler, which is arguably their best song, but we'll find out next week with Canadian BC Superstar Dan Powers. I had to pick 25 songs to listen to try and whittle it down to a 15 and then try and list them in 15 to 1. It's next to impossible, but it was fun. Good excuse to listen to it. But anyway, here's another honorable mention, all because of the song. Why is my brain freezing? What's the ballad off of Stained Class? Beyond the Realms of Death.
Oh, yeah.
The live version of that is excellent.
Yeah.
1980 concert. So that's just.
Well, I'm keeping my mouth shut because, I might give something away for next week.
Okay. And then here's my number 2.
Yeah. Scream of Vengeance.
30th anniversary, but the key, I'm sure you've watched it on YouTube, but Judas Priest live at the US Festival in 83 or whatever it is. So It's got the concert DVD of that. And I've watched that on YouTube so many times. It's just Priest perfection. But nothing tops this.
Yeah, got that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said I've got that, yeah.
The greatest heavy metal singing performance in the history of music, period, out of any studio or live album. That's my opinion. But yeah, and there's bonus tracks too that came on this version. I think they were all good. I can't see what printing's is terrible on here. Rock Forever Live and Delivering the Goods and Hip Bent for Leather and Starbreaker. So 4 extra tracks to make this a really long album. So yeah, this is like you talked about Live After Death for Maiden as someone wanted to get into metal for the first time. Well, this might be my album to give them.
That'll definitely be up there, yeah.
Yeah. So that's.
Is it better than Live After Death? That'll be a good discussion. Will take us probably an hour to discuss.
I've listened to Hip Bent for Leather 95% more than the Iron Maiden, but when I do listen to the Iron Maiden, I go, wow, I should listen to this more. Like, I just don't give that enough credit because it's just sort of the newbie on the block to me album, because I was into Priest when Stained Class came out, so that just seemed to come 10 years later or 5 years later. But anyway, yeah, no, that is a good battle though, that's for sure.
That'll be like a Priest Purple versus Zeppelin type battle, wouldn't it?
Totally.
Yeah, that'll be up there.
Yeah. So I'm all done.
So when you compare the lead singers, I'll take Halford in his prime over Dickinson any day. I mean, he does a song off that one called This Was the Big Hit. You may have heard it. It was called The One You Love to Hate. And that was the big song. It got to quite high in the charts over here. That and Dickinson, it was a bit like Freddie Mercury and David Bowie. You know, when they did that Under Pressure for one of the charities or something.
Oh, I hate that one.
Yeah, well, it was sort of like he was just out of his league, Dickinson was. And I've got a feeling that Halford was trying to sort of, but yeah, I mean, but that'll be a good discussion. We'll have to do a show about that.
Yeah. Okay, well, go ahead to our next
Right. So it's my kickoff. Now this is going to be. Is it my go?
Yep, you can go now. I'm done.
Okay. This is a tough one for me. We're now onto the Scorpions. This is a band I didn't come on to very late. I've got quite a few of their um, albums as well in my collection, but I didn't buy them early. And it's the sort of stuff I saw their stuff in the 70s. When I was in college, that was being 81, 82. I had a guy who was an absolute Scorpions fanatic, and he sort of listened to a lot of it. But it just I just didn't explore them. You know what I mean? I just didn't sort of go into them. But it was sort of like when I joined the VC, I thought I'd actually see what they were like. I thought they were very good, and I love some of their songs. But this is the record I'm showing. This is the tour they did called Return to Forever Tour. And it's got all their songs on it at the back, as you normally do with a CD. It's got all the stuff you may like, stuff you don't like. But I'm not really keyed up on their sort of studio albums. I like Winds of Change. I know a lot of people don't.
Me too.
Yeah, I like it, but I like a lot of the other stuff as well. But yeah, it's great. But you know, as I say, I'm scared to open this. I might break. Oh, it's one of the. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. I just figured it out. Yeah, that's the deal inside. I've got a few of these. I've got about 3 or 4 of the albums. Because I wanted to ask you a question, actually. I think you'll know the answer.
Yes, I'm over 50 years old.
Yeah, that's the question. But yeah, with the Scorpions, I love them now, but it's sort of band I wish I sort of checked them out sort of back in the day, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, I was into them when Virgin Killer came out, which was 77 or something. So as my honorable mention, I just had to show this neat little 3 album pack you get with Virgin Killer, In Trance, and Taken by Force all in there. So
yeah,
3 albums for the price of 1. And Virgin Killer was the first Scorpions I liked, so I've loved them since then.
That's the not banned cover. I take it that was the. So I know the original cover to that was banned.
Oh yeah, no, this is the.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one that they've changed.
Yeah.
Oh no, No, it was Virgin Killer that had the bad one.
That's right. That was Virgin Killer, but that one you just held up was the one they new one. So original one was a bit. I've seen it, and
Yeah,
I want to have it.
Yeah, it has a graveyard or whatever with a bunch of headstones. And then In Trance, they didn't change that one, which is fine. But that era, well, these 2, In Trance and Taken by Force, I'm kind of half and half on them. The songs that I really like, but then they have other more moody, spacey songs. And this one was a more straight ahead rocker, but it was a different era with Uli John Roth, who I got to go on his tour bus too, actually, for about 20 minutes after a show once.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been on every tour bus there is. I bet you wrote a little thing that says Greg was there. And all these bands flipping that. Greg was there.
Yeah. Okay, and I've got to show these 3 just because to me they're all equal.
Right, good, great. You've got I've got that.
It's excellent.
Yeah, I've got that on vinyl.
And Blackout is excellent too.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know the meaning of the cover? I've been trying to work it out for years.
This thing, I don't know if it's supposed to be Rudolf Schenker or not. I don't know. That's the thing I heard, but I have no idea. I don't know. Just a guy having a blackout at a hospital. Or
yeah, because apparently somebody said there was a message. It was like you had to go to the show to find out because there was some sort of message behind it or something.
Oh yeah, I don't know. And then Love Drive.
Yeah,
I've got paper in the way. They've had a couple of different covers too, but I love the back because that's the concert shot. Those are just honorable mentions, but then this Scorpions live album, 2011, it just has their song selection live is just excellent. So you get all the songs you really want to hear, and then this is where King Scott Waters is going to shoot me because I'm picking this, and this is their first live album, Tokyo Tapes.
Yeah, I've got that.
But this is the other one.
Yeah, I've got that one. Definitely got that one somewhere.
And I think I might take this one over because Tokyo Tapes has a few songs again where I love 10 out of 10s, but then there's some that I would put 5 out of 10 or 4 out of 10. But this one's more everything over a 7 pretty well, or an 8, and some are 10. So I'd have to go grudgingly. Just hope King Scott Waters isn't watching, but I know he likes Tokyo Tapes a lot. So
yeah, it's like me because I can't understand it. Because one band I discovered back in the day was Accept, and I've always been a huge Accept. Why I did it's a sort of mystery to me. Why did I go to the Scorpions as well? You know, because I've always loved Accept. I've been listening to them forever. And I thought, why didn't you discover the Scorpions? I knew of them. So as I say, I had a friend at college, and I knew about them, but it's just that I didn't pull the trigger on a lot of the stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
it's right. Yeah. Aaron's asked the question. Yeah, the song selection of Tokyo Tapes leaves a lot to be desired. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, if I could pick my 8 songs or 9 songs, or I don't know about 10, but yeah, that era, they're fantastic. Dark Lady, and you can go In Trance as a 10 out of 10, like just amazing songs. Just then they went into a rock and roll. I think they did an Elvis song, like a little medley, kind of more whatever rock and roll thing, which was okay, but just not like their best songs of that era. So yeah, and I would have liked it to include Virgin Killer songs on Tokyo Tapes too, but it came out a little too early. But Speedy's Coming's another great song, but yeah, no, Metal Theologian agrees. That's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, with the Scorpions, it's like if somebody could hit me over the head with a baseball bat, I'd say go and do it because it's just crazy. I love German metal. I've got loads of it in my collection now from the mid-80s. And before I had my collection stolen twice, everything I bought was German. I mean, I love it. Halloween and all the stuff. And why I didn't pick up any Scorpions, I just don't know. I really don't know. It's just one of life's mysteries.
Yeah.
You don't need to do blue suede shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun song and everything else, but yeah, they just threw it in there as one the crowd knows, I guess. Or
I take it that was the Cole Perkins cover version of the one I'm thinking. You know, blue suede shoes, the Elvis one, is it?
I don't know. I only knew of it as an Elvis song, but
that's it. Then flipping it. You've got to be brave to cover that.
Oh well, there's a fun song, but
yeah. Cole Perkins wrote that one for Elvis. Yeah. Wow, didn't know that. You learn something every day in this life, I tell you.
Yeah, I know. That's why a guy like Metal Theologian and the legendary King Scott Waters, Mega Jeff McCormick, these guys know more than you and me put together.
Yeah.
Well, whatever, we fake it.
Yeah.
So
it's Cole. I thought it was Aaron because Cole Perkins wrote it for Elvis. And do you want to hear my best story, Aaron? And I told Greg knows about this, but I was talking when my auntie I've been looking after my auntie was sick. I met one of her mates. She's dead now. She died a few years back. And she spent a lot of the time in the States. And every anniversary, it was treat night. And usually they go for a meal. And one day, her husband took her to Vegas. And she said they went to see a concert for a change. And I said to her, did you see anybody, good? Anybody I knew? She said, oh, Elvis. I mean, how can you top a story like that, eh? And I said, you did? She said, I did. Apparently they're in Vegas. He was doing all the big shows he did in Vegas. And her husband took her to see one, like they're actually in the audience of this Elvis show. And I was like, well, what can I tell her that's going to top that? Eh? You've had it, haven't you, in life? But yeah, but I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for a bit of Elvis anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
ZZ Top's Fandango covers what is it? Jailhouse Rock. They open that album's one studio and one
yeah.
live.
Oh, I know that one. I've heard that song.
Their version of Jailhouse Rock is smoking,
Yeah.
and that album is I think by far ZZ Top's best album too. But yeah, no. So Elvis knew what he was doing. I guess he had good rockers. He just had to rock it up a bit to make it more modern.
Yeah, you're right, Aaron. There, yeah, it's
Yeah.
we did it. We have a story in life, and when everybody's telling theirs, you always keep a story back. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, and she said, yeah, she saw him all in his kit. Like I thought, how all my stories, you can't top that. I mean, sadly, because she was older than my auntie when she was live. I mean, my auntie's 87, and she was a lot older, and she sadly passed away. But yeah, imagine your husband taking to see Elvis. What can you say? Eh? It's just that is the gig of gigs, isn't it? You say, I've seen so and so. I've seen Elvis, and you think, oh, well, that's not a big deal, is it? Yeah. Right. So next one, Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Now I've got a funny thing. I picked this one out. Actually, it's a bit of a cop out. I went for a very best of it.
Okay, that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. I've got a weird relationship with them because I like some of theirs. I didn't like Physical Graffiti. There's a couple of decent tracks off it. I like the first couple of records, but there's some sort of songs that I really like. There's some sort of songs you think, well, I might fast forward this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was a safe bet for me. Was a compilation album of Led Zeppelin. But yeah, I mean that image, the little kids on the causeway, and do you know what I'm talking about, folks? When they were on the causeway, is it called the Steps? It's in Northern Ireland, and you have these little kids, and I had a friend in San Francisco whose mum had gone to see Elvis while she was pregnant with him. Oh, that's amazing. Elvis had blessed him. Fair play.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, fair play, mate. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you probably do. You are blessed, isn't it, if Elvis touches you? Yeah. Wow. I mean, he's the weirdo. I don't believe he died when he did. I reckon he faked his death and he died. They reckon he died in 91. But I've got my sneaky suspicion with Elvis. He didn't die in 77. I think he may have died a bit, he faked his own death, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, who knows? But I've read a lot of books about the subject. It's right intriguing when you look at the demise of Elvis and you go into it. And apparently they heard him singing in a choir in Texas and they reckon he may have faked his own death. And I wouldn't disbelieve it, the theory, you know what I mean? But no, it is strange. But yeah, I mean, what a story, Aaron. But that is, to me, the ultimate story. You can't top it, can you? I can't think of anything. Anyway, the music, to top that. It just won't happen. But yeah, going back to Zepp, yeah, I thought I'd show that. But I like most of Zepp stuff. There's a few songs I don't care for. But that Physical Graffiti, I like a couple of tracks, like Holy... But it's the picture with the little kids that's it, Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. Because my uncle was from Belfast. I know because I used to go up there for day trips. Giant's Causeway, it's called. It's the little kid. If you know Led Zeppelin history, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to on this channel, and that's what gives me the creeps. You know what I mean? It's just that image. But apart from that, yeah, it's a bit sort of funny, that album. I've listened to it a couple of times and just can't get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can't get into it. I don't want to buy it or hear it. I heard it back in the day, and I just thought, no.
Nope.
Well, my Zeppelin is kind of like yours, a compilation deal, because I can only pick a couple of songs off a few albums that I like. and they're excellent songs. I can give them 10 out of 10. You know, Communication Breakdown, Immigrant Song, and Good Times, Bad Times. And well, I'll take this BBC session so you get live versions.
Yeah. I think I may have got that.
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah, it's just getting those songs. I have to skip a lot, but Dazed and Confused is great too.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic track.
Yeah, so but
that's when the guitarist attacks the guitar with a violin bow, isn't it?
Oh, I don't even watch Zeppelin live on YouTube. I should, but
yeah.
This is the bow. I know he does.
Yeah, what's his guitarist's name? It's just escaped me. I'm thinking, oh,
Jimmy Page.
Jimmy Page, yeah, always escapes me. Yeah, he gets the guitar, the violin going, the big bow. But yeah, I mean, with Zeppelin, I thought because they reckon Plant's voice only lasted the first couple because his voice went or something, did they? Because I know they had a lot of bad luck when they were touring because he always had a bad cold. Or all the books I've read that said he was always ill. They always got sick or something. Oh, and, you know, it's sort of like you hear his voice. I mean, it was phenomenal because he still lives down in Kidderminster, which is like 20 miles away from me. And he's still a fanatical Wolverhampton Wanderers supporter. And, you know, he's a lovely fellow, but his voice was, you know, was great. But it's just that some of the songs I sort of got mixed feelings about them and some of the stuff they did. But I say all the like Black Dog and that, all them early stuff, his classics, all that stuff. But other songs, which I'm like you, it's just too much for me.
That's why I just like calling him the poor man's Deep Purple because
the
Purple was heavier. That's all, really. That's all. Yes, and it's sort of just for a joke. But, and like Uriah Heep and Deep Purple, I kind of put Purple up there, and then you know Uriah Heep's kind of the same, but just like Purple better. And so that's it for Zeppelin for me.
So we got Zeppelin. This is going to be, I think you'll know what I'm going to hold up. Have a guess.
Okay, I'll say it's All the World's a Stage.
Yeah. Well, you know, to me, this is one of the greatest. It's got to be again. If it was a concert record in the top 10. And I always brag about this record because I don't like boasting. It's not in my nature. First Great Britain press. I bought this is my bargain for 2023, and I only paid about a tenner for it. It wasn't very expensive, but yeah, take this record. This is the first Rush album I heard back in the day. It was probably the early 80s. To me, it's got. If I was doing a ranking of all the concert albums, this will definitely be in the top 10. It's got my favourite song on it, By Tor and the Snow Dog. We've talked about that song. To me, it's got to be one of the greatest song titles ever. It's got all their big hits on, all their great songs. What more do you want in life? And, yeah, you don't need anything more of a Rush. But it's just a killer album. And I thought I'd go with that one. So I was intrigued. I was thinking, what's Greg going to hold up? So I think Fly By Night will be one of them. And maybe the first record as well. Yeah.
I saw them on that All the World's a Stage tour.
I know you did.
I came home after the concert, and that album had just come out. But I remember sitting down on the couch, turning all the lights out, turning that album on full blast, shutting my eyes, and just blasting it because I could picture the concert, everything I saw perfectly with what the music was doing, and the professor on the drum kit and everything else. So, yeah, All the World's a Stage is pretty amazing.
Rest in peace.
I've got a few honorable mentions here, though.
Yeah.
You're making it hard on me here. Making it really hard. Anyway, okay, I guess I'd have to go with this Different Stages live. Do you know this album?
No, I think I've got. No, I don't. I think I've seen it.
Got a couple of concerts from the 80s type thing. And then the third one.
No, I haven't got that one.
Live night. You do have it?
I haven't got that one, sorry.
Oh, so it's live. I think it's at the Hammersmith.
Hammersmith. Is it the Hammersmith? Yeah, it's the Hammy.
So that's the big key is getting that. I remember being in Toronto on holidays, just listening to the FM radio in the car, and all of a sudden I heard Anthem live, and I'm like, what? What version is this? And tracked down this album and just fantastic.
Right.
What else was I gonna do? I guess I have these. This is tough. I guess another honorable mention, of course, is the first Rush album because it's
Yeah, I had a feeling you was going to hold that one up. Working Man. Was it Working Man? That was a good
Working
song.
Man. That's unreal, but oh, you're making it tough here because this one album has Neil Peart on it, drumming, and the other doesn't. So, do I take Rush live in '74 or in '76?
So I take it the Rush one was before Pierre joined the band.
This is just, or no, I'm sorry. This is just when he did join, 2 weeks in or something. His first show, I think, or whatever. But anyway, it was a couple of weeks. He just joined Rush. So he did all the songs on the first album. And I love that picture. They're both with double neck guitars. I mean,
because I've got this book, about Geddy Lee here. It came a couple of days ago. I'm going to have a read before I send it you. But I read that, not that book, but another story, that when they recorded the first album, didn't he have to re-record it? He only had like a night to do it or something. Something went wrong. Is that when Peart joined the band? Because did somebody let them down or something in the studio? And they had to sort of record the album dead quick or something. And he only had a time limit to do it.
Probably had a time limit, but I don't think Neil Peart was involved at all with the first
album. I know. I'll probably find out. I'll tell you in this book. But I know when he was said he had a problem with it, or so somebody let him down. But he said he literally had to do it. I mean, it took him weeks to record the original, but they had to do the next lot, and he had like a couple of days to do it.
Yeah, I read the same book. I'm almost done it because I got it from the library. So we both read the same story, and neither of us know what it said. It shows you our brain power.
Yeah.
It's almost 1A and 1B because you get the really early sound, but then you get 2112 on here. So that's
that's a good track.
But live Rush is just great.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can't beat it, can you? You can't beat it. That sort of first Canadian band I ever heard of was Rush. Back in the day, it was like, it must have been 80, 81 when I heard that album. And it's always been that live album because everybody had it over here. And they were spinning that album. And that's why everybody says, "What's your favourite album?" I say it's that one. It's just amazing. It's absolutely 10 out of 10 all day long.
Yeah, no, I know.
Right.
Head to the next 2 more bands to go, I think.
Yeah, 2 more to go. And I don't suppose we'll show you my mystery CDs. We'll do them later. Hang on a minute. That's all right. Yeah, the next one's a funny one. Do you want me to go next, sir?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Next one's a funny band as well. And I haven't got many of their studio albums again because it was another band I didn't go into in the 70s. But I've got this record, and this one, there's a story behind this. If I was to take a Rush album with me, it'll have to be this. It's a bit of a cop-out, I know. I know Aaron's just done I watched Aaron's video the other night about what he said about Rush, and I agree. But, not Rush, sorry, UFO. But this will probably be my record. But as I say, I knew that like Doctor, like the hits, but that was about all the familiarity I had with this band. I never would have bought it back in the day. I'm going to be brutally honest. And, but this record took me some getting because it's a very expensive record over here. Wow. And, in fact, yeah, me too, Aaron. It's a classic. It's a very expensive record over here. And it's the one I always saw in the record shops. I may have owned it. I can't remember. But, it's just sort of a band. I thought, why the hell did you pick them back, that band up? You know what I mean? And I didn't, and that's it. But to me, it's got to be it's a seminal concert album. But I absolutely love this record as well. You can't beat it.
Oh, for sure. But I'll show you my honorable mentions. UFO Covenant. This has a studio album and a live album.
Right.
And it's when Schenker rejoined the band after he left for a bunch of years. So it's it says official live bootleg, but the sound quality, everything's just really chunky, really, really, really good. So you get that live album. And
So that was good, me holding that one up, because that's when Schenker left the band doing that one night, The Strangers in the Night, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I saw UFO just before that album came out, because I went to Seattle to see them with Judas Priest, and no Schenker, because no internet. I didn't know. I'm like, where's Schenker? Who the heck is this guy? And but they were still excellent, and they were headlining over Judas Priest as well, which I liked. But anyway, here's a UFO live at the BBC. Really perfect sound quality. Oops, is it upside? I like it when people do that when I'm watching the videos. I go, they're as silly as me. But anyway, yeah, just really crystal clear sound. Rock Bottom #1, which is kind of odd, but
yeah, that's a killer truck, isn't it?
Yeah, Let It Roll, I totally love. One more purchase, because we're on a desert island, we have to pick up UFO. Official bootleg box set, so you got 75 to 82. Unreleased live show, so you get 6 different concerts. So, but the other one's Werewolves of London. I couldn't find it. I love that. It's a very similar deal where Schenker had just come back, and it was in Wolverhampton, live in Wolverhampton, but they called
That's about 16 miles down the road from me.
Oh, I think it's almost equal with this. It's just unbelievable. And the song "Pushed to the Limit" is on this other live album, and it should have been on their first album. But anyway, it's this 8 CD box set of Strangers in the Night, all the different shows they took the live album from. So
yeah, because I think I told you this, but I found out recently, change the subject, the Sex Pistols, when they were touring, on their shows, they toured just down the road from me in the town hall, literally about 6 miles down the road. But I thought UFO would have toured Wolverhampton. Where did they play? Do you know, in Wolverhampton?
When?
Where do they play?
Where in Wolverhampton?
Oh, where? Yeah,
I don't know.
Was it the Civic Hall or anything like that?
I don't recognize that name, but I don't know.
It's crazy.
He says hello Wolverhampton, but that's all I remember.
A lot of bands have played there. Yeah, so a lot of them might have stopped off in Telford before my time. It was here when I was there, because obviously I wasn't old enough to get in. There was a heavy metal club in Telford, quite famous, and they might have looked. I think it was too small to get the big bands, but a lot of famous heavy metal bands have played here. But I'm trying to find out which ones.
Yeah,
but I'm not surprised UFO played Wolverhampton, but yeah.
Well, that's my UFO. So I guess we go to our last one.
Now, you'll probably guess this one. No brainer.
Well, to me, it better be the one I'm thinking of, but I don't think you're going to pick it.
I'll give you a clue. It came out in 1987.
You're wrong, then. There's no right or wrong. I'm just joking.
The reason why I've chose it is because the guitarist was John Sykes. And this is not an original, it's one of these, I think it's like 30-year deals where they do it. They sort of they keep bringing this album out in a periodic time. That's a quick look at the booklet. There's so much I could have picked off here. But it's basically got John Sykes on the guitar, and it's got Here I Go Again, that was written by Bernie Marsden. And this record, I think they've just done it again. I may be wrong, but it's the 1987 record. But I mean, there's so many records I could have picked by them, but I thought I'd go with this one because I met John Sykes, and I'll show you something else. I've still got them from last week, actually. And Bernie Marsden was one of my guitar heroes, and I've got these 2 CDs as well. And sadly, we lost Bernie a few months back. And I'll show you these because these are still handy. There's a personally signed CD from Bernie Marsden to me. It's my most prized possession in my collection. And there's another one, just says Bernie Marsden on it. And I went through the fan club, the website, and I've got they're like privately signed, personal signing, whatever you call them. But yeah, this record to me, not a bad track on it. Start us off, hit the Still of the Night, Give Me All Your Love, Here I Go Again, Crying in the Rain, just solid quality. But as I say, I picked this one because I met John Sykes. He's a local lad to me. I was born in Reading. I think he came from Reading as well. But he's a local lad to me. And yeah, it's just a killer album as well. But as I say, with Whitesnake, there's just so many albums I could have picked with that. I was stuck for choice with them.
Yeah, and these people all got to meet you too. So I mean, look how
Yeah.
they're probably still talking about it at dinner tonight. So
No, probably forgot me.
yeah,
I'm not very
Okay.
remember.
Yeah.
I'm not very sort of remarkable. They probably would have forgot me. Oh, look, thanks, Aaron. Yeah, it was a killer record. You can't fault it really. But to say with Whitesnake, there's just so many out there you can pick. And I thought I wrapped my brains about that. Well, the single brain cell I've got left, and yeah, it had to be that one for me.
Okay, well, here's my choices.
1 second, please, sir. I'll just.
Okay.
I'm getting better.
Look at that. Okay.
Well, Whitesnake.
Live in the Heart of the City, along with another live album, Live at Hammersmith.
Yeah, they had me.
But that basically for this though, I always thought that was I always thought it was their best album until, and you've got John Lord on there too, I think too.
Yeah, because he guessed it a lot, didn't he?
Yeah, it might even be Ian Pace. I can't remember. I haven't listened to that for a
Did
while.
Don Airy ever guess with Whitesnake? I don't think he did he? I
don't
know
know.
John Lord did.
Yeah, those guys all make the rounds. Yeah, I don't know. But here's the one. If I had to go on the desert island for Whitesnake, I have to pick the
Yeah,
purple, or just because you get Deep Purple and Whitesnake half and half type deal. This isn't the
Yeah.
version I want though, because there's a version that has extra tracks and it's got the song Coming Home on it off of
Yeah.
Come Taste the Band, and I love that song. So, but it's more expensive. So, but I have to admit, I thought there would be like Burn opens up, and I thought, okay, Deep Purple, and then they're going to play the Whitesnake. There's going to be a drop off, and then Deep Purple, then drop off. But they all blended in. It actually fit. And with Tommy Aldridge on drums live, I mean, how are you going to go wrong with maybe the greatest drummer in history?
Yeah. Can't beat Tommy, can you?
Oh, he was just a bundle of energy, and
Yeah.
I don't know, everything about it. The looks, the colors, they had lots of purple lights was the main thing, and Red Beach. And
It's funny you hold that one up because that's on the side, my side. That's my go-to Whitesnake album.
the Purple Tour.
Yeah, that one. I'm sure I've got it up there. I'll double check, but I'm 100% sure. Yeah,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
yeah, I'm 100%. Yeah, that's definitely the one I've got. But with Whitesnake, I don't know if you notice, they sort of bring them, reissue them every sort of anniversaries, and I get a bit confused with them now. There's so many.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they've got a.
Yeah, I'm 99.9%. I've got that one on my side. That's on my play pole.
Yeah, and is that John Sykes right there? I think
Looks
it
like-
is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
So I was standing right in front of him during the concert when I
he
saw
used to wear look like an Apache Indian. He used to wear this weird thing around his neck.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, he's a good bloke.
Yeah, but that's my Whitesnake for sure. So that does it for me. I don't have any bonus CDs or anything, but I think you had a few bonus
Yeah,
for the desert island. You didn't want to miss out putting.
Yeah, I had to do this. I thought just to liven things up, and I go for some of the stuff you sent me, like Barney's favourites.
Well, Deep Purple. Yeah, he's wearing a Deep Purple outfit in honor of Deep Purple.
Yeah,
So yeah,
and Aaron, this one's for Metal Theologian. So I thought if he comes on tonight, I'll show this one. Is the Village People, because there's a killer moustache in that one. Look,
Oh.
there's two.
so
there's
he's
one
the
there.
cowboy. He's the cowboy or the construction worker then. Okay.
Yeah, I think they've all. Hang on, mate. Scratch that. It's three of them with killer moustaches.
Oh, and a policeman too. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But that was for Aaron. I thought if he's on tonight, I will show you this.
Live
This is the
concert.
village people.
Look at that. He should have a shirt with that on the front and the back. Front.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's
Yeah.
the Millennium Collection.
Yeah, that's because it's so good.
YMCA. I'm in the Navy. Oh, hello, sailor, macho man. Yeah. And the other record I'll probably take with me is Anne Murray is the hippo in the bath.
That's a heavy album. Look how heavy that hippo is.
Yeah, it certainly is. That bath is nearly breaking. Oh, flipping heck, Aaron. That's a great story.
Well, never mind Elvis. He just topped the Elvis story to conclude the show. How fitting. That tops the Elvis meeting Elvis.
Village people. I saw the village people.
Oh, man. I'm going to throw up in my mouth, but I know they're supposed to be fun and everything, but holy, my wife.
Well, I remember when they come out because they're on top of the pops over here. And I don't think anybody understood what they actually were, because in them days, Greenwich Village, I think they're from Greenwich Village, New York or somewhere. But when they sort of realised what was happening, they sang to a tape, but still was a lot of fun, yeah. But it was. But when it sort of came out, it got a bit serious when they found out. I'm not homophobic or anything like that, but when they found out about that element, you know what I mean. But yeah, because apparently one of them used to have his butt sticking out of his pants. He had these chaps on or something, didn't he? And in live shows, he didn't put any whatever. But yeah, it was a fun band. But I remember them coming over here. YMC was a huge hit, and.
Yeah, Village People came out when I worked at a record store in Vancouver, so I had to hear it day and day and day. And just pathetic. You have to go out to the car to listen to Volume 4 or just to clean my ears out. And then my wife just went to see with some friends Boney M. They came to this town. Boney M's another Rasputin. They do a song.
Yeah, that was because I just found out something about them. Yeah.
But they said it was really fun. So, I mean, the crowd and the atmosphere, everybody would be totally having fun, right? So.
Because apparently the bloke out of Boney M never sung out. He was just a dancer. And it was quite an I was watching it one night. It's quite an interesting thing about Boney M. And apparently it was all the first stage band apparently ever. Because when they did it in Germany, the girls were singing, but the bloke never sung. The bloke who formed them, who he sort of masterminded it, he did all the singing. But this other fella, all he did was he danced in the tracks. But God, Boney M over here, it was like Rivers of Babylon and all this stuff.
Oh,
yeah, it was like every day.
Don't even say it out loud. That'll be in our mind for the next week. But YMCA gets played constantly at football and hockey games here. Like there'll be a break in the action and you hear YMCA. Well, that's when I think I told you that story. But at the football stadium at 60,000 seats, but it was only half full. But they played YMCA at a break and everyone's dancing. And once the song ended, it was quiet for a couple of seconds. And I just yelled, "Disco still sucks," as loud as I possibly could, thinking everybody would go, yeah. Nobody said anything. I was the only one guy out of 30,000 that all I did was make an ass of myself, basically.
Well, you were to laugh. I went down when I was working down at the club before they pulled it down. I sometimes used to put the music on. And one night we had a bit of trouble with, marijuana. And, because we got official in this country, it's illegal. And officially in the pubs, we had to go around patrolling outside. They were allowed to smoke tobacco, but not because the cops came. There was trouble. And you know what it's like? I'm pretty well convinced the village people were a Jacques Morelli Valenti project. That was the guy who wrote all the songs and did all the orchestration. But he's not actually the band. Yeah, I can believe it, Aaron. Boney M was the same as well. And I was watching something about that, and apparently the guy never sat. It was all sort of fixed. It was like these people were like the first boy bands. You know, these boy bands we get, these are the pioneers of it. You know what I mean? But going back, I was in the place that was demolished, and I used to start the show off with YMCA by the Village People. Still got it here. And I tell you, you used to get this pin drop silence, because this was like a punk, heavy metal, thrash type club, and everybody used to go quiet. I said, now I've got your attention, folks. I said, no marijuana allowed in the club. And it always worked. If you wanted anybody's attention, you stop the band playing. We used to play YMCA. And it worked. That was, my story. But it always worked. It got them all quiet. I said, no marijuana, please. Smoke it off the premises.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. But, oh, man. But that's our 10. Can you think of any more records you'll take with you as a sort of a extra or?
Well, Kiss Alive for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Kiss Alive, not the second.
Yeah.
It talks about the second. Well, lots of people do, but Kiss Alive to me is the one. And actually, there was a video the other day. They had a bunch of guitarists, 10 or 12. They just asked them, when did you get into Kiss, or why did you get into Kiss? And most of them did say Kiss Alive 1. But some said 2 and other stuff. But yeah, Kiss Alive 1 for sure. And of course, I'd have one more For the Road or From the Road or whatever it's called from Skinner too, just for Freebird. Because I'd have to hear Freebird if I'm on a desert island, because to me that's the greatest song in rock history. But
yeah, I'll take a few Rolling Stones ones with me. Probably Get Your Yah-Yahs out and a fair few Stones albums with me.
What about Live at El Macombo?
Sorry?
What about Live at the El Macombo?
Oh, I've got that record. It's looked great, because what they did with that, when you used to see albums, you used to get one concert track off it onto another album, because the Stones are well famous for it. And it's like, you look at all their albums where they give you a live track on the end, it's always off Get Your Yah-Yahs out or off that El Combo. They actually made the album a couple of years ago. And I've got it here. That'll definitely be a goer. And you can actually hear the full show. But I haven't got the new one yet. It is, Aaron. It's arguably the best Stones live album ever. But yeah, I mean, I haven't got the new one yet. That's how, because I've been buying cheaper records. I bought the free Rainbow records the other week. I got them for a really cheap price. The ones after Bonnet, I can't remember the guy's name. The ones you recommended,
Joe Lynn
Turner. I've got to listen to, yeah. But no, definitely be Yah-Yahs will come with me. And probably Springsteen's big concert box set he did. That'll probably definitely come with me. And what else? There's quite a few I can think of. But we don't sort of talk about them on this channel. It's not a forum for it. But yeah, I can think of a few that'll come with me.
Yeah, well, that sounds like it's kind of a wrap. I don't have anything else.
I think so. Have you got anything else to say, Aaron?
Yeah, let Aaron have a final say here.
You'll have a final say of the show, mate. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll survive your show tonight, because it's like 2 p.m. here. 2 a.m. in the morning here. It would be about 2 a.m. in the morning now. I'll be fast asleep. I'm too old to stay up that late now. Oh, well, he's probably cooking. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's offering and show. And it is New Year's tomorrow night. I'd like to wish, I'm sure Greg will in a minute, Happy New Year. And have a prosperous 2024. I hope some great music gets released. And we can make shows of the stuff. Over to you, Greg. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, just that next Saturday, we've got Canadian VC superstar Dan Powers going to talk about the top 15 Judas Priest songs of all time, the ranking. So that's going to be quite something. Thanks for hanging out.
It's a pleasure, Aaron. Always a pleasure to hang out with you, mate. It really is. Have you on the channel.
That really adds things. It adds a lot of color and fun, because we're just...
It does, yeah.
Breaks it up and we get to, it just adds to it. That's great.
It's just amazing, mate. Fantastic. Thanks very much, yeah. And we've also got, so shall we tell them about the new shows we've got coming up as well? Christian ones. Greg, do you want to say about them?
Oh yeah, Soldier 77. Hopefully, we've had communication issues. It was supposed to be today, but yeah, we're going to talk about Christian rock, Christian metal.
Yeah.
So that's probably 2 weeks from now, and
Yeah,
maybe
so
Mega Jeff might or might not join him there, Jeff McCormick. But the weekend after, though, that's January 20th. But that's Mega Jeff McCormick's on, so we haven't.
yeah, because that's great. Because that's one item I'll be well at my depth there. Because with the Christian stuff, it didn't really come over here or Europe. We may have got the odd Leviticus album in a bin somewhere, but it didn't make a great splurge over here. And I was talking to Rennie, Holsper Metal, and I was talking to him this morning. He was saying where he was in Holland and Spain. He said it was mainly Mexico, America, Canada. It sort of just didn't come over here. Another friend of mine down south has confirmed it, and another friend, funny enough, I hadn't seen him for like 12 years because what was going on with my life and my auntie, I bumped into him when I was shopping yesterday, and he said he can't remember any Christian metal. He said it was something that never came out, which is a shame, but it's just the way it is here. So we've got all that coming up for you as well.
Yeah. Well, that's all that we've got planned. So at least we got something. And then hopefully the legendary King Scott Waters will come on.
Yeah, again.
Yep.
Metal Theologian, if we ask him politely enough, and we can talk to his agent and get him enough money across.
Yeah, but only if he sings YMCA at the start. Otherwise, we'll shut him down.
Yeah, we don't discuss that now. I mean, we'll do it at the end for laughs, but we won't do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But we'll lose we ain't got any credibility to start with, but we'll lose whatever, which ain't nothing anyway.
That's true, yeah. Okay.
Okay, folks. Good night, all. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
And see you next Saturday.
Okay. Bye.
See ya.
Yep.